would you do if you wanted something, but had no way of communicating with other people? What would you do if you could only eat half of the foods you do now? If you were alienated from your peers for reasons out of your control? This is the story of Kevin Miller and how he overcame all of these challenges. Kevin Thomas Miller was born on July 13, 1998. He was a healthy baby with no obvious problems. The Millers happily welcomed their newest member of the family. As Kevin grew older, like most babies, he began to crawl, walk, and jump. In fact, he began walking and jumping earlier than most children. Kevin's parents, Jim and Linda Miller, took this as a sign that Kevin might be an athlete.
He was walking early and actually jumping early for a typical child, and we thought that was great, but it turns out that was actually more of an indicator of part of the disorder.
When Kevin was approximately 18 months old, Linda and Jim began to notice several oddities about Kevin.
We were wondering if he had a hearing problem because he wasn't really responding to his name. You would call him and he wouldn't turn, and he just seemed to be kind of in his own world.
He had several ear infections as a baby and needed to take many antibiotics. But when the hearing test came back fine, they knew something else must have been wrong.
At that point, we took him to a specialist who evaluated him and determined that Kevin was diagnosed with a form of autism called pervasive development disorder.
This is Brian Miller's second career LDTV award.
All right, hi everyone. If you don't remember, I made the cartoon Hot Days at Cherokee High School last year, so thanks. You know what, being here tonight, I didn't even realize how much of a loner I am usually, because I see all my peers like making stuff together, and you know, I could do that, but Netflix is pretty cool too. Anyways, the documentary is actually 16 minutes long, so I was only able to submit the first 5 minutes, and really it's more about my brother's journey and how he is today, really, rather than, you know, it just sort of ended. He has autism. But I'd like to thank my parents for the interviews, and my brother especially for being in the documentary. Jen Andrews for coming up all the way from Maryland to do the interview. Mr. Casimo and Ms. Woods for letting me borrow equipment over the years. And I'd like to bring Kevin up here so you can meet him. He's out here somewhere. This is Kevin now. He's a sophomore at Cherokee High School. He's in college prep classes, doing quite well, better than I am anyway.
Well, I really thank my brother for making this documentary about me. I really remember my childhood. It was pretty hard trying to learn how to, well, talk and act like, well, normal, but sorry, it's just stage fright.
That's okay. I know you weren't planning on coming up here. Kevin. Thank you guys.